You're watching 11 Alive Morning News. 11 minutes of nonstop news starts now.
First this morning, reflecting on the long life of former President Jimmy Carter, how people are honoring him this morning as he enters hospice care.
Temperatures are starting off on the cool side. We're down into the 40s, even got some 30s out there, but we'll warm up nicely as we head into the afternoon. You're going to love this warm forecast, especially for the week ahead.
Right now, people across Georgia are sending prayers and love to the Carter family as former President Jimmy Carter spends his remaining time in home hospice care. The Carter's grandson says he's at peace and the house is full of love.
This morning, people are remembering not only his time that he spent as the 39th president of the United States, but his decades of service since. We do have team coverage for you this morning, starting with Molly Oak, live in Plains, Georgia, where President Carter grew up and where he will spend his remaining days.
And this small town has a big sense of pride for Jimmy Carter. People came from all over to downtown Plains to get to know the town that made the man. On Sunday, inside the church where Jimmy Carter taught Sunday school, ever since leaving the White House in 1981, they prayed for him. Over the weekend, people told us their hope is to be as kind to others as they say Jimmy Carter has always been to them.
To a lot of people, he's president. He's Mr. Jimmy Carter. To us, he's JC. To us, he's a friend.
We heard from a lot of folks over the weekend, some even bringing homemade cards and personal notes for the family. Guys.
Molly, thank you. From Plains to Atlanta over the weekend, people gathered at the Carter Center, the heart of Mr. Carter's work post presidency.
Many decades of work there. Ariana Manise has more on how he's being remembered as much more than a political leader. Ariana?
President Jimmy Carter had an enormous impact throughout the world, but also here in Georgia. And people who worked alongside the former president are reflecting on who he was as a president and also as a person. President Carter appointed more women and people of color than all of his predecessors combined. Ambassador Andrew Young represents that legacy, who served as Carter's ambassador to the United Nations. We spoke to Ambassador Young, who said the black community believed in President Carter from the beginning. He said President Carter was the most disciplined person he's ever met, and his upbringing helped shape him into the man he became. Young went on to say that he believes that President Carter's legacy will be that of a peacemaker, not only during his time in the White House, but his work with the Carter Center. Back to you.
Ariana, thank you. As of this morning, people have posted hundreds of messages on a board created by the Carter Center offering peace and comfort to the Carter family. Some share personal stories about meeting President Carter. Others simply saying, with the utmost respect and admiration, "Thank you, Mr. President." And we have more on how you can share those messages as well up on 11alive.com, plus extended coverage of the former president's life and legacy. That was a look at your top headlines.
Chesley, it's going to be a warm week ahead.
It is going to be a warm week ahead. And look at that. The sun is already starting to rise. Looks beautiful on the outside. We had a great day yesterday. A few more clouds are now working back into the area. And so we're going to see a mix of sun and clouds for much of the day today. You can see those clouds here on the radar. No rain associated with any of those clouds at all today. And I think for much of the day, that's how it's going to be. Maybe in the far North Georgia mountains where we'll see a stray sprinkle or two later on this afternoon. Partly sunny skies, at least starting off this morning, and it will last through at least through about noon today. 66 by noon, on our way to 73 for an afternoon high today. We'll drop back down to 65 degrees by 7 o'clock tonight, again under mostly cloudy skies. Rain chance goes up a little bit for tomorrow. We're in a 40% chance range on Tuesday. There'll be some scattered showers off and on through the day. 20% chance on Wednesday, although the clouds will start to break up a little bit on us and those temperatures will start to warm up. 30% chance Thursday. Got a front that's going to come through, and that will finally start to dry us out and also knock our temperatures back down, because we're really going to warm up as we head toward the middle of the week. Notice the rain now is up here to the north, over toward Tennessee. Some of that could clip our northernmost counties a little bit later on this afternoon. We'll watch for that. Got a front that's up to the north as well. That's going to sink a little bit further down to the south, which could also nudge those showers a little further down to the south as well, which will impact our northernmost counties. I don't think it will get down to the metro area or southward. You won't see that today, at least. Tomorrow will be a little better chance for that rain to be around. You can see where Storm Prediction Center has, chance for some rain. It's possible. No thunderstorms, but we're looking at a chance for an isolated shower or two. Here it is, our forecast track model, and you can follow along with me with the time right there at the top of the screen. It shows the clouds thickening a bit as we head toward the afternoon. Still that mix of sun and clouds through the early half of the day. Once we get by 5, 6 o'clock, that's where we can see an isolated shower up here to the north. Not too much to write home about. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, we'll have the clouds in place, and they're there could be a few scattered showers around for your morning commute, especially. Will linger right on through noon. I think it lingers right on into early evening before things begin to settle down. Clouds still around by Wednesday morning. What happens after that? You notice how the clouds start to break up just a little bit. We'll have a 20% chance for an isolated shower. For the most part, we'll start to see those clouds breaking up. Get a little bit of sunshine in here by the afternoon, and then even more clouds will move back toward us as we head into Thursday. So it's not going to be the prettiest of weeks, but look at these temperatures. 70 for your high temperature tomorrow, 78 for the high on Wednesday. Keep in mind the record is 79, so we could get up high enough to tie that. The record stays at 79 degrees on Thursday. We're looking at a high of 81, so we should break it by Thursday. 30% chance for the rain clearing out just a little bit as we head into Friday and Saturday, with those temperatures slightly cooler but still in the 70s and above our average for this time of year.
Continuing your 11 minutes of nonstop news, people across Georgia are desperate for change after at least 14 children and teenagers were injured in shootings over the weekend.
The youngest victim was just 5 years old. Christy Diaz has more on cause to stop the violence.
A desperate cry for change from a group of activists, clergy, and others in the community who gathered to say that's exactly what they plan to be.
We're here today to say that it must stop, that it's going to stop, and we're here to push forth an effort to make it stop.
A march from Rodney Cook Park ended at a church where 16-year-old Lloyd Foster III was being laid to rest after he was killed by gun violence earlier this month.
And it's going to take us actually going door to door, letting them know that we're just not here to politicize this.
Over the weekend, a string of shootings left over a dozen kids shot. Friday night, 3 teens were shot outside a Quick Trip along Beaufort Highway in Brookhaven. Also on Friday, 9 children were wounded after a shooting at a gas station in Columbus. Then early Saturday morning in southwest Atlanta, 2 more teens were shot at an event space along Lee Street. The group says this will be the start of weekly meetings with the hopes of implementing programs that will get to the root of the problem.
This is not a one-off.
Faith leaders launched the We Care movement in December after the mayor called for all hands on deck to bring change in the community. They are looking for anyone who's interested in solving the problem of youth violence to join them.
Christy, thank you. Turning to some other top headlines for you.
This morning, police in Clayton County are investigating after a man was found shot dead in a Food Mart parking lot. The victim was found in the parking lot of Little Bear Foods on Jonesboro Road. Police say the victim is in his early 30s and he had been shot multiple times. Investigators believe the shooting was the result of an argument. Officers did arrest one person.
This weekend, loved ones honored a high school football player in Coweta County. A 16-year-old Javier Dodson died just days after a car crash put him in the hospital. He went to Northgate High School in Sharpsburg. There's an online fundraiser to help his family. We have a link for you at 11alive.com.
A 60-year-old man was arrested over the weekend accused of vandalizing an Atlanta church. Police say an off-duty officer who was working another job found out about the vandalism on Sunday morning at Providence Missionary Baptist Church. Police say they found vulgar language spray painted on the building.
Happening today, President Joe Biden makes a surprise visit to Ukraine nearly 1 year after Russia's invasion. NBC's Keir Simmons has a preview of what he's working on for the Today Show.
Hey there, good morning. I'm back in Moscow, where despite the plunging temperatures and the sidewalks covered in snow, Muscovites are out and about, and many of the restaurants are packed with people. You would hardly know that there was a conflict in Ukraine or economic sanctions from the West. As President Biden arrives in Poland, China's most senior diplomat will come here to Moscow. There will be a lot of diplomacy in a week that marks the anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. I'll have all the details coming up on Today.
Well, if you're going out at noon, you're looking at temperatures right around 66 degrees. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds going on through the day. 3 o'clock, 73 degrees for your high. A bit breezy out there with those southwest winds up to about 15 miles per hour. Driving home by 6, you'll get temperatures right around 69 degrees. We will have the clouds in place. Tomorrow, a little better chance for that rain coming. Tuesday, a 40% chance for the rain. 20% chance on Wednesday. 78 for the high. 81 for your high temperature by Thursday with a 30% chance for a few scattered showers. We'll cool it down a little bit as we head into the upcoming weekend.
I like that. Beautiful sunrise, nice roads. This is a good Monday, guys.
It's a good start to the week.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going, everybody. All right, today's show is coming up next. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Hope you have a great day, everybody.